Welcome to the Business Happy Hour radio show with your host, Frank the Bank Cotto, the owner of Lincoln Lending Group right here in Tampa Bay for 23 years. Joined by his incredible co-host, Ksenia, realtor with Mihara and Associates, Tampa's top real estate company. Together, they have helped finance and close nearly $1 billion of real estate every year. If you're looking for local mortgage or real estate advice, the Business Happy Hour team has been right here on News Radio WFLA for over a decade. Listen right here or find us on the Business Happy Hour YouTube channel or follow us on Instagram at Frank the Bank Cotto. Now sit back, relax, and get ready for some serious mortgage, real estate, and business talk with two of Tampa's top experts. Here's Frank the Bank and Ksenia.
All right, Tampa Bay, welcome back to the number one show for all things business and entrepreneurial, the Business Happy Hour, right here on 970 WFLA. We are about to have a great show for you guys. Look at this over my left shoulder? We've got Ksenia and Frank on the screen. You see how perfectly I have this framed today? It's
I love
awesome.
it.
Look at our little Instagram picture. That's my co-host, Ksenia. How you doing, Ksenia?
I'm great, Frank. How are you?
Doing good. We are happy to be back on the show. Ksenia took a little break last week. Actually, the truth is I took a break, which forced you to take a break. And then we did the show on Friday with Ryan Owens. Did you watch the show? Did you listen to it at all?
I didn't. I meant to, but actually, I did take a break.
Yes, you
So
did.
Friday I couldn't come because I was not here.
Where'd you go?
I went to California.
What?
To LA for a big flag football tournament for my daughter.
Oh my gosh. Flying to the other side of the country for flag football.
Yeah.
What parents do these days?
They're doing big things. So Stella was one of 48 kids in her age group across the country that was selected for this one.
What?
So yes, I'm very proud.
That's awesome. How'd they do out there?
You know what? They did all right. So they kind of just, get all these girls and
Yeah.
they, throw them into teams, give them a coach, and, they have the competition. They did okay. All the skill levels, all the girls are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you were in LA.
They did okay.
Where did you stay in LA? What'd you do?
You know what? I stayed near the complex because
Yeah.
it was literally,
Just
you
like
come in.
a hotel.
And then, it was just games all day Friday. And then Saturday was the playoffs. But I will tell you, though, so other than the little girls playing, we got to watch two, sorry, this was the whole flying thing and my voice is now giving out on me. But we watched the women's national team.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed for two of those games. They played against Germany and then against Japan.
In flag football?
And flag football.
Yeah.
Illy, you're going to love this.
Oh, by the way, Illy's our guest host today. We might as well introduce Illy because she's going to start chiming in. So Illy Stoilova, the owner of X-Force Body, good friend of mine for, oh my God, I got to figure out now, almost 6 years. That's 6
More
years.
than 6,
More than 6 years. She's responsible for this right here. That's right. I'm sorry. I'm not quite as shredded as I used to be. Sorry, Illy. But anyway, I know she's always like, stop it. But no, Illy, so chime in on this. I'll introduce you real quick so everybody knows who you are again. But all right, so what are you saying?
So no, Illy, so this is perfect. So the games that we watch with the women's national team, oh my gosh. This quarterback, for one, I would have never guessed, but somebody was like, yeah, did you know she's 44 years old?
Whoa.
This woman, I mean, all the women on the team were they were explosive, powerful, their agility. I mean, I'm so happy that we stayed to watch those games.
Right.
So Stella's coach actually was selected as one of the assistant coaches, hopefully if all goes well for, the 2028 Olympics.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yes. So, this is, one of the prep games, I guess. I don't know all the details of how it works, but watching these women out there, I mean, it was impressive.
Yes.
And I think it also makes it different because it's flag football. So you don't have, the pads or the helmets. So you just see, their bodies at work, without, oh man, it was.
Yeah.
It was inspiring. Not that, so I was like, oh, Mom, yeah, you could do that. No. All the X-Force training probably not going to get me there, but.
Yeah.
It's athletes. If you were an athlete and you were conditioned the same way she is, right? It's just.
Yeah, it's natural.
It's.
Well, maybe not natural.
I mean, it's not natural. You have to prepare for that.
Right. I mean, people think that that's a job, and being an athlete is a job. That
Absolutely.
We wake up and start a business or do real estate or mortgages or something like this, and we live and breathe it. An athlete, that's their job. They have to wake up and they have to train not just their mind, but their body, which is a great segue for today's show.
Right.
Because the tag of today's show is your body ready for war? Are you ready for war?
Everybody's scared of going to war. I'm like, have you seen yourself? Like, no, it's like,
Listen,
we're
Illy,
not going to war like looking like this, feeling like this. No,
if they started drafting for the war right now, we'd be in trouble.
I know.
Right? I mean, maybe they.
I don't know. You and Illy.
Well, yeah. but wait, is there an age? There's an age on the draft, right? I don't know anything. I remember when I was a kid, I had to fill out like the draft card, and I had bad vision, and I'm just like, oh yeah, hopefully my bad eyes don't get me in, you know. What is it? 18 to 25. All right, so James just tells us 18 to 25.
But have you seen the average 25-year-old now?
Have you seen the average 18-year-old? I mean,
yeah. I don't think many people should worry about that.
Yeah.
Like,
I think they're going to have to work out just to carry their AR-15. You know, it's not light to carry around a rifle. And you're not carrying around 5 bullets. You know, probably carrying around 300, right?
It is, yeah. I don't know. I mean,
it's
kind of sad.
But today on the show, we're going to talk to people about how they can get their bodies right, not just for summer, but the war of life. Not just the war they're fighting over in the Middle East, the 12-day war, which I guess last night it was coined the 12-day war. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, whoa, we've got names for it and everything. But you have to be ready for anything. Like, you don't know.
When Ksenia walked in and we're talking, I'm like, actually, I do much better with my routine during the winter.
Oh, my God.
Because
you too?
Yes, but think about it. When summer comes, we're supposed to go off our normal routine.
Right.
You're supposed to go on vacation.
Right.
You're supposed to
eat like crap.
Change your routine. No,
She's like, no, yes. Because you're on vacation. You're going out to dinner.
Yes,
you're going out to breakfast.
Dinner. You're going out for ice cream. You're going out.
Beers.
All the barbecues.
Kids, yes.
Like our normal, let's say, on routine is off in the summer.
Right.
So when do we get ready for summer? During the winter.
Yeah. But okay, so what about this thing about people like we're going to bulk in the winter and then we're going to shred in the spring and summer? To me, that just never works.
But that's not the normal people. Are you talking about bodybuilding athletes?
Listen, that's what they all call themselves, right? Everybody goes in the gym, thinks they're a bodybuilder these days,
no, they're
right?
not.
Back and by, chest and try. No, we don't do that.
No,
not at
and
X-Force.
actually studies show that over 90% of people that go to gyms have no idea how to work out and watch some stupid Instagram video and they think they're an expert. And most people have no idea what they're doing.
Or they're in there doing Instagram videos.
Yes.
Right, Sin? Like they get in there and you see the girls on the treadmill and they're like, yeah, look at this, yeah.
I don't even know how health clubs still allow this because a lot of people end up in the background of the video, and you should not be able to bring that camera into the health club.
I feel the same way.
It's...
that's.
Can you imagine?
You're telling me Frank doesn't bring his camera into the gym?
No, but think about it. Can you imagine your wife is working out in the background and some dude's person is like,
or maybe not dude, but whatever. It's I know. And maybe that's where people have to. You got to feel comfortable because when you're working out, you don't wear a whole lot of clothes a lot of times.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
And you really shouldn't, right?
Yeah,
it's restrictive.
So you're not overheating, but.
Right. So it's funny though. Everybody talks about summer body, and that's why I was joking with Illy coming into this show. I'm like, let's do a summer body show, right? But my summer body, except for the first 2 weeks of summer, is my worst body.
Look, you just came back from a week vacation, right?
Right.
Everything went off.
Yeah.
You better go into summer with that body so you're ready to.
Right.
Enjoy your summer.
So I'm ready to ruin it.
Exactly.
Summer. Like, really? She's telling the truth.
Yeah,
right?
Listen, we exercise to feel good, to function well.
Right.
So you can go on your vacation and feel good and have energy and do all the activities.
Right.
Right? It's not, we need to get past the looks portion of it and how you function, how you feel when you get out of bed. How you wake up without neck pain, back pain, because I was sitting, last time I went to California for a conference, I had a connecting flight from Tampa to Atlanta.
Okay.
And I'm sitting next to this lady. She was no older than 70 years old.
Right.
She was no older than that. And we started talking. She goes, where are you going? I said, I'm going to California for a conference. Thank God it was San Diego and not LA, but anyway, I'm kidding.
She's like, I know what you're talking about.
But she goes, I go, where are you going? She goes, I'm going to Atlanta. It was our connecting. I'm staying in Atlanta. My family is in Atlanta. And she goes, my dream is to go to California.
You're like, really?
And I said, okay, well,
stay on the plane.
Why don't you? She goes, why don't you go? Well, I can't do it anymore. I'm like, what do you mean? Like she's barely 70 at the most, right?
What do you mean she can't do it anymore?
She said, traveling requires a lot of walking and I cannot do it anymore.
Oh.
And then I'm going, oh my God, this is what I do for. She said, my dream is done. I'm not even thinking about my dream anymore because every trip requires a lot of walking. So what do you need in order even to be able to walk? You need to be strong.
Right.
Because walking itself doesn't make you strong. Right?
Yes.
And that was like, oh my goodness. There's people that I'm horrible at guessing ages, but she was no older than
You would
70.
not be a good carnival person.
She was, yeah. It's like...
No, but it blows my mind. Okay, so we do a lot of reverse mortgages now, right? And I get to meet a lot of these clients in person, and it'll blow your mind. And not you, I mean, there'll be somebody sitting in my office who's 65, and then the next day somebody who's 85, and the 85-year-old looks 20 years younger than the 65-year-old.
I know exactly.
And what causes this? What is the reason? Karma.
It's karma.
You mean they're not putting effort, therefore they're looking?
Exactly. People think, karma is some magical revenge from the universe.
All right, hold on. We have 10 seconds left. We're going to take a break, and when we get back, we're going to answer what the heck Illy's talking about. Because even Ksenia's looking at her like, what are you talking about? I thought karma came from the universe. So we're going to find out in the Business Happy Hour in about 2 minutes, where did karma come from, and how can it affect your lifestyle? Stay tuned to the Business Happy Hour. I had to stop you.
I'm going to use this for a blog post.
That's a good one. This is going to be a great reel, too.
Yeah, I know.
Because
karma is not what people think it is.
I mean, I'm about to learn something because that's not what I thought
karma
you were going to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I got 2 stories. I'm sure you can chime in on this about people walking, and like my brother who's only 42 just told my mom walking out of the grocery store the other day that he feels like he's too weak, like his legs are too weak.
How old is he?
42.
42, that's
but we also found out he's not drinking any water. Like nothing. He's only getting his water from drinking like Arizona iced tea and other shit. Like literally we brought 2 cases of water to his house a month ago. They are unopened. Oh my. He's not drinking water.
Arizona iced tea is not water.
Oh, hell no. And I don't know what else he's drinking.
No, actually iced tea is diuretic,
right,
which
because
flushes the water out.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think his weakness comes from the lack of water. Right. And then I got another story I can't give like the background on, but we'll tell it on the air about someone who similar to this dream, they love going on cruises, but they don't go on cruises anymore because it's too much walking. So they literally stop doing their favorite vacations. And then other people, like their friends, don't want to go on vacations with them because when they go, they have to walk so slow. We can fix this. Okay, we're ready. Let's fire the show. Save it for the show.
All the best mortgage or real estate advice from Tampa Bay's top experts. It's the Business Happy Hour with Frank the Bank Cotto and Ksenia.
All right, guys, we're getting right back into it. Before the break, of course, we had Illy Stoilova here as our guest, the owner of X-Force Body. We're going to talk a lot about X-Force Body today. We're talking about summer body. We're going to talk about some bodies are better than others. We're going to talk about why my body is the worst in the summer and in the winter somehow it's so good, because Illy is over here explaining to me about routine, and that is so true. I'm living proof of it. But before the break, Illy and I were talking with Ksenia about why some people, even in their mid-60s, are in way less good shape than somebody could be in their 80s. And you're on a plane flight with a lady, and she was saying that she wants to go to California, and now she's given up her dream because it's too much walking. Walking is what we do. That is like the one principal movement that the human body does. You wake up and you stand on your feet and you walk. And if you lose the ability to do that, I could see how you could lose the ability to do a lot of things.
And what is the one reason?
You said it was something called karma.
Karma.
But sin, isn't karma like what happens? Like if I go punch you in the face, then I walk out the door, and that would be really mean. But I walk out the door, and next thing you know, I'm gonna get hit by a car because it's karma.
Well, that's what I thought. So yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's okay.
What the heck?
Karma is not what most people think it is. Like it's not some punishment from the universe, and you're gonna get yours. Karma means action. The translation of the word karma means action.
Okay.
So karma is simply the consequence of many little actions and doings or non-doings. And this is what karma is. Your health towards the end of your life or in your late 60s is the result of every little action on the lack of that you did or you didn't take. Karma is not some magical universal, it's nothing. It means action.
It means action.
Karma is action. My action will lead to something, or my inaction is also going to lead to something.
Well, then having said that, at 60, then you could still build your karma, right? So if you
your
do the actions, then
yes, and good health, it's not a given. We're not entitled to good health.
Right.
Right? What are you asking me about fancy supplements when you're getting drunk on it every weekend? You're getting drunk and you're putting a bunch of poison in your body.
Wait, is she talking directly to me?
Oh, no, there's
Look at
people
Ksenia.
about...
Look at her.
No, literally, I'm like, you just asked me about anti-inflammatories and how is this... I don't eat gluten for inflammation. How about how many drinks you had this weekend? Do you understand that the worst thing for inflammation is alcohol?
Ooh.
Like, why? Let's start, yes. I mean, at least if you're going to do it, don't worry about fancy supplements, right?
Right.
It's like, what are we doing? Why are we taking this fancy route of, this supplement, that supplement? I'm like, you reek of alcohol, and I wouldn't worry about supplements. Please don't waste your money, right?
Oh, my God.
It's true.
Right?
If we're thinking, let's lower inflammation, instead of 3 nights a week, start having a drink 2 nights a week. You don't have to give it up.
Right.
But take it easy on your body, right?
That's a great point.
And then, I don't know, I'm all about, what logical, what makes sense. You don't need nothing fancy.
Yeah.
About walking. What makes you good at walking?
Doing it,
but also what gives you the ability to be able to stand up and walk is being strong.
Right, muscles.
So
right.
your strength training today
right.
is going to keep you able to walk until you're 95.
So do you believe muscles have memory? Like we hear this all the time
No,
about
because
muscles
don't have brains.
Ah.
Muscles don't have brains,
Okay.
and these terms like muscle memory.
Okay.
No, you have memory because you have a brain.
Okay.
Some people don't. Most people do. Right?
Right.
I don't remember anything. But anyway, muscle works like this.
Okay.
You come to the gym. We help you break down the muscle. Then you go home, and next 2 days you're building it.
Right.
Nothing to do with memory.
Right.
It's not a sport, right? Being able to hit a baseball, that is a skill.
Right.
What happens to baseball players when they stop practicing? They lose there's no memory.
You know, it's fun. You just touched on some. I know, Sen, you're so quiet today. Speak up. But one of the best golfers that I ever grew up with was the skinniest, lankiest, weakest kid. Like I could beat him in arm wrestling with my left pinky. But this kid could smack a golf ball farther than anybody could see it. And he was the best at the sport.
Because the way you look or how strong you are has nothing to do with the level of your skill.
Right.
Right? Now, if you're a strong golfer,
right,
you're going to be less likely to get injured.
Correct.
But to become good at something, you got to practice specifically that.
Right.
Golf, football, tennis, right?
Yep.
This is why they constantly practice, because they don't want to lose the skill.
Right. Right.
Same with pilots. What happens if they don't fly?
Yeah.
They need to be flying because doesn't matter if he's 100 pounds or 200 pounds or 4. No, it's a skill.
Yeah.
Right?
I was just flying a smaller craft the other day, and the guy literally said, he goes, if I go even a month without flying,
Are you kidding me?
It's like another language they speak in the air.
Yeah,
and he's like, I start second guessing myself.
Of course, because it's a skill. Everything. Check it. For it to become a second nature, it needs to be.
Yeah,
we're talking a skill. Flying a plane is a skill.
Yeah.
Playing golf is a skill.
Right.
Have you seen 450-pound men playing golf?
Only John Daly.
No, but you see those guys, right?
Yeah.
They're barely walking, but they're playing golf.
Right.
Because the skill set, right?
That is true, yeah.
Right, because...
Or you see the 85-year-old guy who walks up next to you the course and smokes you, right? Because he plays every morning.
I'm going to give kudos to Buzz. He's friends with a client of ours who has actually heard us on the show, and they've been clients for years. He's 85 almost. He's playing golf every weekend, and I'm sure he's kicking everybody's.
They kick the crap out of me.
85. Yeah. You should see the pep in his step.
Yeah.
And age is not what it's about. It's how we take care of our body.
Right.
Right? We get out of it what we put into it.
So what advice did you give the lady sitting on the plane? You got 30 seconds. What advice did you give her?
I was just, most people don't want advice, but I said, you just need to get stronger.
Right.
Getting stronger is going to solve most of your problems.
Right. Doing the activity you're having problems
because
with.
you shouldn't have to think, oh my God, do I have the physical ability to walk?
Right.
This should never be a question.
Never.
Unless you were in some God forbidden accident.
Right.
Right.
Well, we got to take a break on that note. When we get back, we will do some real estate stats for you guys. Ksenia from Mihara and Associates. We'll talk a little bit of mortgages. Then we're going to go back to X-Force and talk about your summer body and why it might be the worst body for you, but we can change that on the Business Happy Hour. Stay tuned.
Oh, my God.
Dude, we're getting back to that because that's the funniest thing in the world. Just the summer body, and I'm gonna say a joke when we get back. We'll do some stats when we get back, but I'll say I started my summer this summer with a freaking cruise. I'll never do that again. That was like, dude, I put 10 pounds on.
But you're supposed to. That's
know,
what summer is for.
I worked hard for that.
Do you understand?
There you go. Yeah, you work hard.
She had
all
to kick me off machines. I was in there. I was like,
oh my God.
I was like, dude, three more. Three.
Least...
She's like, stop him. Stop him.
God. At least I know you were preparing for your cruise,
I was
right?
preparing for my cruise, all right. And
but this is what summer is supposed to be off routine.
Right.
Nobody should be like, oh my God, it's summer. I need to work out.
Right. I know.
No, it's summer. We're going on vacation.
And it's do you just, and we'll talk about it on the air, but do you just let yourself go on the summer? You still gotta stay on routine.
No, you're keeping your routine.
Right. It's so hard.
But it's
though,
normal that you're gonna be off. You're gonna travel. You're gonna miss a workout.
The other thing I do better on sleeping in the summer. That is the one thing because we don't have these freaking kids.
Which is also great.
Which is good. So I'm catching up on sleep. So I think I'm putting on more muscle in the summer.
Of course.
Yeah, I do think that's happening. It's kind of the opposite, but. I always look at the scale and she always yells at me. I'm like, I gotta lose like 8 pounds. And she's like, stop looking at the scale.
Because what if you put 3 pounds of muscle?
That's a good point.
We should throw some tips though. So with all the vacationing and things like that, off routine, if you have tips.
My tip is
how you still stay on. Maybe you can't make it to the gym, that week because you're probably, your wife doesn't want you to go do that on the cruise ship.
I know, it's so hard. Do you?
No. When I'm on vacation, I actually say to myself, okay, that's a good reason for me to give my body recovery.
Right.
Because guess what? How many times you come back from a week off and you crush your workout?
Oh my God, I was about to say that.
Exactly.
That wasn't me yesterday.
Well, but you were jet lag.
Right.
Jet lag.
That's different. Yeah, you didn't get good sleep. Probably.
No, I'm saying...
I get the best workouts when I take a week off.
Correct, because
I come back and I'm like stronger.
You had 10 days to recover.
Yeah.
Which is actually mandatory. I tell people
twice
a year, take off a week of training.
Yeah.
It's good for your body.
Let's say this on the air. We got to say this is good stuff. Yeah. All right. Fire us away so we can say this on the air. He says, don't.
Welcome to the Business Happy Hour radio show with your host, Frank the Bank Cotto, the owner of Lincoln Lending Group right here in Tampa Bay for 23 years. Joined by his incredible co-host, Ksenia, realtor with Mihara and Associates, Tampa's top real estate company. Together, they have helped finance and close nearly $1 billion of real estate every year. If you're looking for local mortgage or real estate advice, the Business Happy Hour team has been right here on News Radio WFLA for over a decade. Listen right here or find us on the Business Happy Hour YouTube channel or follow us on Instagram at Frank the Bank Kodo. Now sit back, relax, and get ready for some serious mortgage, real estate, and business talk with two of Tampa's top experts. Here's Frank the Bank and Ksenia.
All right, Ksenia and I are back. We promise we'll do some real estate stats. We're having so much fun talking to Illy from X-Force Body. She founded this, how long ago? About 10 years ago is when you started X-Force here in Tampa?
9 years ago.
9 years ago, almost a decade.
Almost 10.
This close.
I can't believe it.
I know, it flies. Listen, you and I have known each other for 6 years, and that time has freaking flown by. I mean, I dropped 40 pounds a month after meeting her, like 2 months after meeting her, and thankfully I've only put on about half of it. All right, but in 6 years, I know she's over here like, stop looking at the scale, stop looking at the scale.
The scale is dumb.
It tells me the truth. No,
it's not the truth.
No, it's not, because muscle. You're right. Muscle. You have water weight. You have muscle weight.
Yeah, the scale doesn't know much.
No, it
it's
doesn't.
Just
I look at it sometimes because I'm like, well, 5 more and I'll have an extra 2 in the 6-pack down here, But it's really about what you eat. It really, bottom line is, I only put on the weight because I'm a foodie.
This is where the decoration come, okay?
Decoration.
The food does the decoration part.
Oh.
The gym does the strength part.
The food does the decorations.
Yes.
So I can hang little balls
The what?
on my nipple rings. I'm going to put little leaves and stuff and little ornaments on my 6-pack.
Yeah, what is a 6-pack is decoration.
It is
you can
decoration.
see, it's there.
It is.
The question is, do we see it?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Well, I just love that I can chime in now.
Yeah.
So it took Illy
Go.
2 times to come on the show
Yes.
before I finally made it in there. But
I'm
yeah,
so
I've been
glad you did.
going.
How's it
and
going?
It's going good. I mean, I knew I would love this part. It's my favorite. It's because it's so quick.
Yes.
So the fact that if I get there, just get it done, and then I feel so much better about myself. And yes, I feel stronger. You said that to me yesterday, that I'm looking a little stronger.
Yeah.
But we were talking about, football and coaches earlier.
Right.
I think coaching is just important in any field. Sports, yes. But even with the working out, I've never had a coach before. So every time I'm at X-Force Body, I have my coach, and, they inspire you, make sure you're doing it right, give you
Isn't
pointers.
it a motivational factor too?
It is it makes such a huge difference.
Yeah.
Because then you just take your brain out of it. They just tell you, what to do, and it's your body doing it.
And they
so
make
I
sure
love
you
that.
get the reps in, and then, here's what you got. They move the weights. It is a whole different experience, right?
A whole different experience.
Right.
But yeah, also coaches. I mean, I consider like Ray Mihara, he's my coach.
Right.
And I think he's probably the best coach that you can ask for in the industry.
Agreed.
And he helped me out huge on my trip. I was doing layovers. My traveling was a bit of a mess. And, I had to deal with some issues. And Ray was available to help me out. And he's just a great coach to, for one, coach us agent how to handle, different issues and stuff.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's also available to be hands-on, when necessary.
Yeah, and Mihara and Associates, that's Ray Mihara, by the way. That's who founded Mihara and Associates, who Ksenia works for, and who we love working for because they're one of the best real estate agencies in town. By the way, while we're talking real estate, Ksenia, how do they get in touch with you just in case they want to talk real estate?
They can call me at 813-755-REAL.
That's 755-REAL, guys. Check out Ksenia if you have any real estate questions for sure.
Well, and on that note, should we do stats?
Let's do stats
Let's
right
just
now.
do
So
it
we're
because,
talking real estate.
otherwise we're going to pummel through with all
right. Let's get the real estate and the stats. We're going to talk the market real quick, find out what's going on, and then we'll get back to a little bit more of your summer body, and we're going to understand, the whole premise of taking a break, giving your body a break, and those 2 days in between the workouts. Like, how do you? I'm sure you feel good, Sen. Like, you work out, you get 2 days off, you go back in there, and you're kind of refreshed. It's not like
I love
tired.
that part too.
Right? The 2 days off.
I love the recovery time.
Yeah, it's
and now
true.
I insist on the sleep. So yeah, it's good.
All right. There you go. What's the husband saying?
I mean, he's liking me doing it.
Yeah.
He's a little jealous, I think.
I guess who's going to be the next guy in
Yeah,
X-Force?
yeah.
All right, so stats. What do we have? Do we have anything new from last
Well, we
month?
do. So, yes, I was excited that I do actually have the May stats. They must have just posted it because sometimes they're a little bit late, you know, but we are, towards the end of the month now. So our May numbers, I was telling you before the show, do look pretty similar to April.
Okay.
So closed sales were down. Hillsborough County down by a good amount, 13.5%.
Oh, that is
Pinellas up a little bit, 3.5%.
Wait, Pinellas was up 3.5%?
Up a little bit, 3.5%. But overall, for the 4 counties that this takes into account, it was down 4.2%.
Now, do you think it's up because it's the summer and people are thinking beach and they're thinking be near the water and things like that?
So this would be for May closings. So May closings, this would be contracts,
contracts in April.
From like March, April-ish.
Yeah. Okay.
So you could see, and a lot of times when I do like the new pending sales, that's usually indicative of what's, going to close the next month.
Right.
So on the new pending sales, though, we're up 3.6% in Hillsborough, 7.3% in Pinellas, and 7.3% in Pasco.
Wow.
So that means that, yes, I think that June numbers, hopefully we'll see the year-over-year closed sales.
Should be up.
I'm hoping so, and I feel it. Like in just my, personal listings, I had, my 2 last ones, we had multiple offers. They went off the market quick. We're feeling pretty busy.
Really?
And even buyers, they're looking, and I think, just the first quarter.
Yeah. It's, for me on the mortgage side, it's been very up and down.
Okay.
Like the last 2 weeks has been very slow on new applications and new pre-approvals. 2 weeks ago, it was very busy. And I can't really pinpoint it. Somebody this morning asked me, is it the war? Well, first of all, the war's over, right?
What war?
Well, I know. What war?
Like,
they throw a couple bombs and do this. All of a sudden, you're at war. I don't know. I don't think we're really at war, but
no. What's happening is we're trying to be protected from that.
Right. That's all we're really doing.
This is what's happening. It's not war.
Right. It's a defensive posture.
Correct.
Basically, you're like, okay, well, we kind of want to end this before it starts and goes into a war.
Exactly.
So the answer is no. I don't think this is having any effect on the market. I am seeing something about oil prices right now, just because they temporarily closed the Strait of Hormuz. I don't know if you say that right, Hormuz, whatever. But that's when Saudi Arabia pushes a lot of their oil out. Kuwait, Qatar, they push oil out through that strait. I don't think that was going to stay closed for very long. I don't think any country trying to close that would be a good thing for anybody. But no, we don't see rates changing. I don't see anything dramatic. For you to say that you feel busier and you've seen multiple offers in the last 12 days during the 12-day war, that's a good thing.
Everybody says this. My best friend owns a title company, and she said they're getting more deals.
Good. So it's a positive thing. So what's your advice to the buyers right now?
What, to be honest with you, like my 2 listings that had the multiple offers, I can't imagine if rates did go down.
Right.
Like if this, does already happen, to get that feel for it. Like one of them, they went significantly over list. Not just one of them. They were.
Wait. So they did not. It wasn't just multiple offers. They sold over list price.
We are under contract over list. Yeah, I can't say quite how much. And yes, we did price it well. I do still think that is definitely the strategy now. Sellers that want to sell, price it right. But no, that happened, and I'm thinking, okay, if interest rates came in a factor and they were, lowered, I guarantee you so many more buyers would come out of the woodwork, and it would not be fun. It's not fun for buyers. Like I had some broken hearts. Oh, please, and agents begging, no, please pick us. What can we do? And ultimately it's only the one offer that gets chosen, and put your best foot forward, and probably pester the listing agent.
Yeah. What do you think about when people write letters, Sen? I've heard of this strategy where a buyer really wants a house and they write a letter and they put a picture of their family in it and they try to make it a personal experience to give to the seller.
It's like you're setting this up. That's so funny that you say it, because I had 2 offers that were very, very close. And what made the difference is that I did get a letter. And my clients, it kind of pulled at the heartstrings and ultimately made the difference. The other agent was not happy. She's like, those work. And you know what? They don't hurt.
I think they do work. For me, I'm an empathetic type person, and I can feel the feelings of the other person. And if I got a letter and I'm selling my house and I've got 2 on my table and I see this beautiful family and kids, it's going to make you start thinking about what memories are they going to have in this house? What awesome memories did I have? I want them to have that.
Yeah, for me, I'm emotional. Even, when I'm then the agent side, and of course you read it. But during the COVID market, I will tell you, there were plenty of agents saying, do not submit letters.
Oh, really?
Why?
Yes.
Why?
Well, because I'm sure if you have, 10 or 20 offers to go through and each one of them's got a sentimental letter, it just makes it harder to choose. Because ultimately for the seller, it's their bottom line. It's a big financial decision. It really needs to be a smart business decision.
Right. You got to be in the ballpark either way. Right. So, letters not, I would only read the letters of the ones that are close to the
Right.
Yeah,
if you submit an offer that's, definitely nowhere near close and the letter's not going to do it.
No. But so the market, so that's very positive. So you have some good stats. What I picked up on the most about the stats is Pinellas County. Pinellas County seems to be doing better than Hillsborough across. What were you whispering over there when we were talking about Pinellas County?
I live in Pinellas. I freaking love Pinellas.
She's like, that's the place to be.
Well, I still think like even our Pinellas numbers, I feel like they're a little bit, up and down, like month by month. And I do still think that a lot of it has to do with the hurricanes and just, the different parts there. Because last month they were down significantly by 9.8% for closed sales. But now they're up and pending sales are up. So I just think it's evening out. Yeah. And I hope that our weather just cooperates and, no more big hurricanes for a long, long time.
We could use a season of not too many hurricanes this season. But I'm gonna leave this on a positive note before we leave this segment is that being out on the beach, I'm at Madeira a lot in the summer, and to see the renovation and to see all the shops that are open and how nice things are. Not that we ever want this to happen again, but it's beautiful. Like the restaurants are newer, everything's nice, the new shops, everything is just, all the condo buildings are getting fixed and rebuilt. So, God forbid
and people are going back to like Anna Maria.
Yes.
Because I know because that's one of my favorite spots. And, after the hurricanes, I know they were pretty much just shut down.
Yeah. Everything in Anna Maria is pretty much reopened. And
so I love seeing that. Yeah, we're doing well with it.
And it's only been like 7 months, so you got to, we haven't done bad. So. Anyway, we'll take a big break here on the Business Happy. We'll be back in a minute. And we are going to talk more about your summer body, guys, and how it might be the toughest time to maintain, but it's all for you. So stay tuned here at the Business Happy Hour. Jake, join the Business Happy Hour. Welcome to the show, Mr. Jake. How are you? And Ryan, don't use the scale. It's a liar. All right, Illy, this is our last segment. It's going fast.
I know.
What do we want to focus on here?
I don't know.
Let's stay on the summer thing and talk about the break and the time and get back to some of your stuff with X-Force and
recovery.
Let's talk to who needs to go to X-Force. Let's talk to the clients. Let's talk to the guy who needs to do what you did.
Well, I mean, your lady that you saw at the airport.
Yeah.
Because that would help. And I'm still waiting to run into Buzz at the gym here.
No, it's a very sad story. But it's like, are you looking for a solution? Do you want to be better? Do you want to do something about it, right? Because a lot of people are saying, I'm overweight, whatever. I'm weak. Yeah. I'm just going to...
And that's the saddest part when people just give up.
So right. I feel like X-Force bodies for people who really want to do things to prevent problems.
Stop.
Right?
I'm going to ask you that right now. Go, James. James, she's just telling us everything now.
Let's get back to the Business Happy Hour radio show with your host, Frank the Bank Cotto, owner of Lincoln Lending Group, and his co-host, Ksenia, realtor with Mihara and Associates.
All right, guys, we're in our last segment here on the Business Happy Hour. We've talked about your summer body. We're going to talk more about that. We've talked real estate stats. Ksenia's over here blowing my mind, telling me we're getting the highest and best offers. There's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of new inventory. So don't forget, we do real estate and mortgages. Contact frankthebank.com for your mortgage needs. And 813-
755-REAL.
755-REAL for all the real estate needs. Make sure you reach out to Ksenia with Mihara and Associates, and we'll answer your questions and tell you if it's the right time to buy. And I'll give you a clue. It is the right time to buy. When you got a guy like Jake from Florida Mortgage, watching the Business Happy Hour from another mortgage guy, you know it's the right time to buy. Now, Jake's a good guy, but you're going to go to contactfrankthebank.com. And if Frank can't do it, we'll let Jake talk to you. But we love watching our fellow friends watch the show right now. Illy, You got me sold on X-Force body. There's nothing to sell, really. It's you give us an opportunity. That's the way I look at it. Is if you close down X-Force body, myself, Ksenia, and a lot of people would be very upset because it is such a unique thing. It's 2 days a week, 20 minutes a day, and you don't need the other stuff. Can you work out outside of X-Force body? Sure. Can you do other things if you want to? Has Frank the Bank done it in the last 5.5 years? No. Like, beside from doing a few push-ups and pull-ups and, here and there, maybe getting ready for my summer body. No, I don't. And I don't think you need to. But here's the question I want to ask you. We know it's for Ksenia. We know it's for Frank because we're busy executives. We're in real estate. We're running around.
So
We don't have time.
people like you.
Who's it for? It's us, right?
People like you, people who don't go to the gym to fill some emotional void.
That's funny. She's serious. She's like, serious as a heart attack, though.
I am serious.
Yeah.
Because there's people who say, I'm going to the gym. I go every day. It's my therapy.
Right.
Then you're not my client.
Oh.
Okay? Because gym has a specific purpose.
Okay.
To exhaust your muscle fibers.
Right.
So you can go home next 2 days and grow muscle, not get injured, not overtrain, and not feel exhausted, and actually do it intelligently.
Right.
If your gym is your therapy, then you have a totally different need to be in that gym.
Right.
And also means you got too much free time on your hands.
That is so true right there.
I mean, can you imagine? You're running a business.
Right.
You have employees.
Right.
You have a wife.
You
have
kids.
2 kids.
Yeah.
Can you imagine you saying, I go every day, my gym is my therapy?
Hell no.
Exactly. So people who are productive, people who want to contribute in many places, charities, your business, your community, you don't have time to burn an hour in the gym you shouldn't want to.
No.
Now, again, we go to the gym for different reasons. Yes, it's therapy. We release hormones, endorphins. It feels better. But I need the busy people. I need the productive people. People who look for reasons to better themselves. And I remember I got a text message one day from a client. He's 76.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Vietnam veteran. He's having a home in North Carolina. They have a home in South Tampa. They have dogs. They beautiful wife, right? And he travels. He's living his best life. He's golfing, electric bike. And I get a text message, and he goes, "Can I keep my time slot? I'm going into surgery tomorrow, like major surgery." He was about to lose the rest of his toes. You know, a lot of people that fought in Vietnam lost limbs, and right there was a
Right.
Anyway, he goes, "Can I keep my time slot for after my surgery?" And I'm like, this guy is supposed to go into major surgery tomorrow. He's worried about his workout?
His X-Force time
This
slot.
would be me. This will be me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If my body is in a cast, I'm going to go train my neck.
Right.
Because
right.
there's muscles in your neck.
Yep.
But this is the mindset. I don't need the people that, it's raining outside. I'm not going to make it for my workout. What?
That's the key. That's where I think
It's
X-Force
a
changes you.
Yes.
It allows your mind to fit into a time schedule that you can accomplish. Like you made the comment as well, Sen, is like you get, like saying like me, you get mad at yourself if you're going to miss it. There is no excuse. Right?
Yes.
20 minutes twice a week.
But you come with the mindset that you want to be productive. You
Right.
want to be better.
Right.
You come, I can't give you that mindset.
Right.
Also, I can't teach you discipline. You're already disciplined, right? You're already disciplined. You can come to the gym,
Right.
but you appreciate the accountability. You appreciate the coaching, the extra encouragement.
Right.
Because we're there. My job as a coach is to help you do your best.
Let me talk about coaches for 10 seconds because Justin did something today, and he's one of your best coaches there. I love all your coaches. I mean, every one of them. But Justin, like mentally, you're working out and you're middle of your set. And by the way, you only do one set on 7 machines, 6 to 8 reps. Okay, and when you have a coach and he's encouraging you, you lose count between
Of
1 and
course,
8.
you should be,
Which
yeah.
it blows your mind because, I mean, you got to be a moron to not count to 8, right? Well, you lose count. But then the coach, Justin, was encouraging me when I was like on my 7th rep. And that little bit of encouragement, like, man, you got that. Yeah, come on, man, we got 2 more. You know, come on, we can do this, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what rep I'm on, but all of a sudden I get to 10 and he's like, bro, that was 10. Let's do it, man. And you know, when somebody says that, then mentally you're like, oh, I did 10. Now I'm tired, right? But they keep you going. They keep you mentally.
It's accountability.
It is this accountability.
And motivation.
And
yes.
you have an appointment.
Right.
So it's not like, oh, I'm just going to not go to the gym or I'll go in 2 hours. You have an appointment, you have accountability, you have a person. It's worth your time. And it's 2 days a week, 20 minutes a day. So we got to tell people, how do they find it? We've said it in the show. It's xforcebody.com. Is that the best thing?
xforcebody.com. You can sign up for the free consultation and test drive and try it and see if it's the
And you
right
got to
fit.
do it. And Illy, by the way, drives the car on your test drive. A lot of times you walk out of there shaking, but you realize, because you doubt it. A lot of bodybuilders doubt it too, and they're like, there's no way that's going to give me a full workout. Oh, and it does.
Yeah, Mike Menzer did it.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. Right. And you're talking about the WWE guy too?
Mike Menzer. He was
Mike
Mr.
Menzer.
Olympia.
Mr. Olympia.
A lot of bodybuilders know who he is. Like, every bodybuilder should know who Mike Menzer is.
Yeah.
But he wrote a book about this concept. It's called Heavy Duty.
Uh-huh.
And he did it 20 minutes twice a week, full body workouts.
It's
and
amazing.
he was beating everybody else.
Yeah, it is so
With
amazing.
only two. He was, I think, one of the only ones that practiced that.
Man. So, Illy, thanks for coming on the show again.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's always great. It's xforcebody.com. Sen?
Thank you, Illy. I'm glad I didn't miss this one. Yes, I was happy this was our show today.
I'm
with you
happy
on
you're
it.
both here.
Yes, it's awesome. Always happy having you. We highly encourage you guys to give it a try. If you forget X-Force Body, you're crazy, but go to contactfrankthebank.com or call Ksenia at
755-REAL.
813-755-REAL. Boy, she's on it today. And we will see you guys next week with another great show. It's 4th of July, so get ready for that. Have a great week, everybody.